We begin tonight with another young life lost in Manitoba. A 26-year-old woman has been charged with second-degree murder in the death of a 1-year-old boy on the Wasagamack First Nation in northern Manitoba. RCMPs say they found the boy dead while responding to a call Saturday morning. This follows a series of child deaths in Manitoba over the span of 2 weeks. On February 2nd, 2 Winnipeg parents were charged with manslaughter after their 1-year-old daughter died of fentanyl intoxication. Days later, another Winnipeg woman was charged with manslaughter after a 2-month-old died of malnutrition. And last week, a man was charged with 5 counts of first-degree murder for the deaths of his common-law partner, her niece, and their 3 children. For more on these recent deaths, we're joined by Sherry Gott. She is Manitoba's advocate for children and youth. Sherry, thanks so much for taking the time for us here today. As we mentioned, Winnipeg Police and the Manitoba RCMP have announced 6 children and youth have been the victims of homicide, many of them just babies. So what are your thoughts on these tragedies?
Well, it is very tragic. Anytime a child dies in Manitoba, it is, there needs to be an appropriate response from all levels of government.
Some of these deaths will be reviewed by your office, right? What would that entail?
Anytime a child dies in Manitoba, we do get a notice from the Chief Medical Examiner's office, and that we start the review process on whether or not child death meets our legislative mandate, and we start that assessment immediately.
Now, this can be a difficult time for other children and youth who are seeing these stories on TV or online. Has your office been fielding more calls, and what type of support is there out there?
Well, as you know, there are, many help support lines in Manitoba that people can reach out to if they are distressed by the number of child deaths recently. And I think it's important that they use those lines to contact support in Manitoba. Even in communities, there is, your local public health office that has resources to help and support anybody that's distressed.
How can your office or others support the families or communities where these deaths have occurred?
Well, they certainly can call our office here in Winnipeg, and we can ensure that we provide appropriate resources and supports and listen. We are here to support any child and youth that is distressed about these concerning deaths.
Now, of course, Sherry, these are all different circumstances, but are there things out there that we could be doing to prevent similar incidents like this? Yes,
I have been in January 2024, at the beginning of this year, we released our compliance report, and we asked government to look at it and to ensure that the appropriate supports and services are provided to children and youth in Manitoba. So I think that, the lack of inaction creates a system that is not responding appropriately to the tragedies that we recently were exposed to or heard about.
What would you like to see done?
Well, I've been asking to ensure that the government implements appropriate resources in communities throughout Manitoba so we can address any concerns any child and youth has in the areas of mental health and their needs.
Sherry, we'll leave it there, but appreciate you taking some time to talk with us about such a difficult matter.
Yes, thank you for inviting me.